Our next speaker is Miss Sydney Pfeiffer. Sydney was very specific in telling me no matter how I introduce her, just make her look cool. Sydney, I can assure you that you need no help in that area, demonstrated by what you have meant to this class and this school these past 4 years. Sydney was lucky enough to go to both CCE and Tiffin elementary schools. Sydney has been accepted into Illinois State University to major in interior design, and given her attention to detail, along with her easygoing style, a profession, Sydney, you will excel in. One of Sydney's greatest qualities is humility, because when asked to list her school accomplishments, she barely scratched the surface of her tremendous impact on CCA. Yes, Sydney, you were part of FFA, Student Council, National Honor Society, volleyball, and track. And although it would be difficult to put into a simple introduction your hours and hours of participation as FFA President and National Honor Society Secretary, those should not go unnoticed. Your impact as a teammate on a really talented volleyball team, along with your record-breaking accomplishments at track this weekend, is truly remarkable. And let's not forget, your peers recognized you with the honor of being homecoming queen, as well as being on the senior member of the prom court. Sydney is proud of her accomplishments throughout her high school career, but the ones that stuck out to Sydney the most were qualifying for Drake Relays, this year's shuttle hurdle relay, and her FFA accomplishments, placing second in the state in her reports scrapbook last year and this year placing second in the state with that amazing program of activities team with Sadie and Avery. And let's not forget their accomplishments this weekend at state track. So also, she wanted me to tell you her voice is a little shot from this weekend, so when she comes up, she does apologize for that. Sydney's lessons to the class of 2026 is fitting for the way she leads her life, and a lesson we can all learn from. Listen to others, be a person that someone can confide in, and be a kind person, and kind people can change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sydney Pfeiffer.
Like Mr. McCumber said, please excuse my voice. Dear class of 2026 and the current kindergartners of 2038, I knew what I wanted to say during this speech, but I was a little bit unsure of how to say it. So I decided to write a letter to our graduating class and the kids who are just starting out, because honestly, they're not too different from us. Today, we sit here in our caps and gowns. We did it. It's the end. But I keep thinking about where it all began, in kindergarten. The first day walking into a room full of strangers, unfamiliar hallways, new smells, tiny chairs. I remember standing in Miss Murphy's kindergarten line crying because I was so nervous and I had no idea the strangers around me would turn into some of my best friends. So here we are again, about to embark on a new unknown. Different places, different paths. Basically, the first day of kindergarten all over again. Hopefully, I won't cry this time. There are 3 things I'd tell my kindergarten self, and I think they still apply to us today. The first thing I would tell myself is to make new friends. I know adults say this consistently when you're little. Go say hi, include someone new. It sounds so simple. If I never walked up to the girl sitting alone at a lunch table my freshman year, I would have missed out on an opportunity to gain one of the best friendships. One awkward hello led to so many memories that I wouldn't change for anything. Friends change as we change, and that's okay. Take the friendships that we've made, keep growing your circle, and meet new people along your way. The people who push you, surprise you, and show up for you might be the people you haven't even met yet. The second thing I would tell myself is to live in the moment. Last year, during the AP language exam, I read an article about the effects of living in the moment, not being stuck on the past and not anxious about the future, but staying present. It hit me at the right time. My senior friends were graduating and moving on, but I still had 1 more year. I was sad about it, more than I expected to be, but after sitting with that article for some time and doing some real self-reflection, I decided to stop focusing so much on the past and the future, but start to be present in the moment. As cliche as it sounds, we only go through this once. High school, kindergarten, all of it. These opportunities won't come every day, but your homework will still be there tomorrow, which I'm sure we've all told our parents before. These are the people that we grew up with. Everyone walking across the stage has something different going on beneath their surface that no one else sees. So, forgive often, let things go, because life is genuinely more fun when you're not holding grudges. The third thing I would tell myself is to try new things, even when it's scary. In kindergarten, a big risk is to raise your hand when you weren't sure you had the right answer, which is still scary for some of us. Trying new things leads to experiences that you can't predict. Some you'll try and never do again, but some will change your life. For me, it was joining FFA my freshman year because I enjoyed my 8th grade agriculture class. Some of my friends were doing it, and I thought it would look good on a college application. But that decision changed everything for me. I did a competition called Conduct of Meetings, which I know sounds incredibly boring, which I thought so too at first. It's a mock parliamentary procedure meeting where 6 team members each take on an officer role. What it actually taught me was how to speak up, advocate for myself, and share opinions with confidence. Then, junior year, I got asked to fill in for a national agriculture sales team. National. I had 2 months to learn how to sell a skid loader. Knowing nothing about sales and nothing about skid loaders, my exact thought was, well, what's the worst that could happen? I now know way too much about skid loaders, but more importantly, I learned how to sell myself, which turns out is a pretty useful skill when you're looking for a job someday. But I have to thank Mrs. Amelon, who has been my biggest supporter and my toughest critic, but always with the best intentions. She pushed me when I needed it most. I walked into FFA as a shy freshman who would never raise her hand in class. And walking out of high school, I'm standing here today talking to all of you. I feel more ready for what's next because I got comfortable being uncomfortable. Trying new things, even the scary and the boring ones, helped me grow in ways I could never even imagined. So, to the kindergartners of 2038, make a friend, raise your hand, and try something new. Here's to our next chapter. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.